All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. It's your favorite trainer, Coach Chuck. It is Monday, July 18th, and we got a really good one for you this morning. But as you know, I always like to start with a little bit of breathing, kind of getting the body ready for what's in store. Starting to stay off with getting on our square. So for those of you who don't know what getting on your square means, is that when I'm on my square, I am doing my best to get the best sleep that I can. I'm doing my best to stay hydrated, doing my best to get the best nutrients into my body, right? And just generally trying to be very intentional about taking care of myself. That is me being on my square. Now, being off my square is the complete opposite of that, right? Well, not the complete opposite of that, but not being very intentional about the things that I mentioned before. Now, why is that significant? Being on my square, I show up to the places that I need to be as the best version of myself, right? Being off my square is not so much that. The stress, the weight of life is going to come at me regardless of if I'm on my square or not. So the intention here is to be very intentional about being on your square so that we can control the things that we can control. Okay, so let's be intentional about getting ready for this workout and starting on the square. So if you haven't done the things that you needed to do this weekend, that's okay. We can start all over, and let's start this morning or this Monday morning being on your square. So we're going to get on our square. Feet are just outside of hip width apart, right? I'm going to shift that weight back into my heels, and I'm going to start with a little bit of breathing. So deep breath in through the mouth, by the way, and then we're just going to breathe out of the mouth. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Trying to really fill up those lungs. One more. Now, I want you guys to continue breathing in this manner, and I just want you to follow the instructions that are coming out of my mouth. So continue to breathe, get that weight into your heels. I want you to go ahead and engage your glutes and then relax them. Engage your glutes and then relax them. We're going to engage our glutes again, and then this time we're going to try to keep them engaged, keeping the weight in the heels. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Okay, so, and we're going to continue to breathe. Continue to breathe, keep the weight in your heels. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with our body scan. So let's start to shift the weight to the toes, keeping the glutes engaged. And then we're going to shift the weight back to our heels. And back to the toes. And then back to the heels. Let's do two more of those. Now, as we're shifting the weight to the toes and to the heels, I want you to just take a quick inventory of how the toes feel, right? How the balls of your feet feel, how the muscles of your feet feel, right? Say good morning to the toes, right? There should be a little bit of movement in the ankles. Okay, we can go ahead and acknowledge the ankles, see how they're working this morning. Thank them for supporting us and getting out of bed. Okay, now let's go ahead and take the feet and we're going to bring them close together. So let's make sure that let's get them to touch, right? So you want like the big toes to be touching and the heels to be touching, right? Let's go ahead and reset. So let's get the weight back in the heels. Let's go ahead and engage those glutes. And then let's start to make circles with the knees. Now keep the knees together, but we're just going to make some nice global circles with those knees. Keeping the feet flat on the ground. Now, as you do that, you're going to notice that the hips are moving, the ankles are moving, the whole body is kind of moving. But we're going to start from the ground up, right? Again, we're going to acknowledge those ankles. Thinking about how the knees feel this morning, thinking about the hips, just going in one direction. We're still kind of breathing. Now we're going to go ahead and reverse those circles, right? Saying good morning to the knees, good morning to the hips, right? With the thought of gratitude, thanking them for getting up this morning with you and supporting you. Okay, go ahead and stop the circles. And then we're going to go ahead and take our feet and get them wide. Now keep the toes pointed straight ahead. The heels are back. We're going to shift that weight back into the heels, and then glutes are engaged. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and bend the arms to about a 90-degree angle so that the fingers are pointing straight ahead. Let's go ahead and spray those hands out or the fingers out. And then we're going to raise the elbows out to the side. Okay. All the way to, you want to just get horizontal or even with the shoulders. Right? Glutes are still engaged. Weight is still in the heels. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going to rotate to one side. So let's breathe out and rotate to the left, keeping the hips pointed straight ahead. All right, so now your upper body should be pointing to the left. We're going to take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to rotate to the right. So we're twisting the torso, and then you guys are just going to keep going side to side, keeping those elbows up. Just taking an inventory of the spine. For me, it's a little bit of snap, crackle, and pop this morning. Returning some mobilization in that spine after lying down all night. Checking in with the musculature of the trunk. Thanking the spine, thanking your core for getting up this morning. Okay, now we're going to return to where the shoulders are pointed straight ahead. You can go ahead and drop those arms, right? Let's go ahead and bring the feet a little bit closer together. Feet should be underneath the hip sockets. We're going to reset by putting the weight back in the heels and engage those glutes. Now, I'm going to shake those arms out a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and raise those arms straight out in front of me. So extend them, raise them forward. They should be extended straight out in front of you. You're going to stop once the hands are at the same level as the shoulders. Okay? Now, let's spray those fingers out as wide as you can. Weight still in the heels, glutes are still engaged. And then we're going to drop those fingers down towards the ground, bending at the wrist. And then we're going to try to keep going with the fingers to where they point back towards our body. Now, we should start to feel a little bit of a stretch at the top of that forearm. Okay. Then we're going to reverse that. So go ahead and keep those fingers sprayed apart and now drop them back towards the ground and then straight out in front of you and then up towards the ceiling and then back towards your face. All right, now that stretch should be at the bottom of the forearm. Okay. And then let's do that one more time. And as we're doing that, we're thinking about how the hands feel, how the forearms feel. Am I cramping, right? Do they feel smooth? All right, now we're going back up to the top. Good morning, fingers. Good morning, hands. Good morning, wrist. All right, and then bring them. Fingers are extended straight out in front of us. And then let's go ahead and drop those arms to the side. Now you're probably starting to feel those shoulders kind of warm up, right? Now, as we're doing this, go ahead and reset. Let's get the heels or weight back in the heels. Go ahead and engage the glutes. Now, it might seem silly that we are acknowledging the different body parts, but as I've stated before, we are trying to create a positive relationship between movement and your mind, right? So often we have so many relationships in our lives, and most of those relationships can be abusive. I mean, if we're being quite honest, right? We got kids, we got spouses, we got bosses, right? And sometimes those relationships can be very abusive throughout the week. The last thing we want to do when we're trying to change our lifestyle and start to include a little bit more movement into that lifestyle is to bring fitness in as another abusive relationship. So I like to get up each morning, take some breaths, right? Do this body scan, acknowledge my body, right? Really be intentional about acknowledging my body, and then thanking my body, showing them some gratitude, right? It adds up. It adds up. Okay. Now let's go with some shoulder rolls, right? So let's go forward shoulder rolls. So first thing I'm going to do is try to drop those shoulders down as far as I can. Then they're going to go back, right? Then I'm going to pull them up. They should come up behind my ears. And then I'm going to think about them going in front of my ears and then coming down. And I'm just going to do shoulder rolls, right? I'm still breathing. Glutes are still engaged. Right? I'm exaggerating these shoulder rolls. My arms are moving. They're getting involved in this. I'm thinking about how the shoulders feel. The muscles are getting involved with it. Right? Saying good morning to my shoulders. Good morning to the muscles of my neck. Okay. Now I'm going to go reverse that. Now let's go reverse shoulder rolls. Right? We're still trying to see if we can keep those glutes engaged. A lot of times when we sit, at work, when we sit at home, those glutes cut off. And those glutes should be on the majority of the time that we're standing. We're trying to get back into the habit of sending neural drive to those glutes to have them on. It improves our posture and it helps our back out. Okay, so let's stop with those shoulder rolls and then let's do some neck stretches here. So let's take the left ear and we're just going to go straight down towards the left shoulder. So I'm going to keep my face pointed straight ahead and I'm going to drop that left ear down as far as I can. Now I'm still trying to breathe here, right? Weight is still in the heels and glutes are still engaged. All right, now I'm going to pull that ear down to the right shoulder. So right ear, right shoulder. Stretching that out. I don't know about you, but that feels really good. I'm going to do that one more time. It felt so good. Left ear, left shoulder. Pull it down, pull it down. And then right ear, right shoulder. Just taking an inventory about how that neck feels, right? Right now we're into that cervical spine. And then we're going to level out that chin. All right. Still breathing, weight still in the heels. Glutes are still engaged. Now, I'm going to take that chin, keeping my chin parallel or level to the ground over that left shoulder as far as I can. Let's try to keep those shoulders pointed straight ahead, hips pointed straight ahead. We're just rotating the neck. And then I'm going to take that chin over the right shoulder as far as I can. Still breathing. Still thinking about the neck. Okay, let's do that one more time because that felt really good. Left shoulder. And right shoulder. Nice. Okay, bring that gaze straight ahead again. We're going to do one more with the neck. We'll do a couple more breaths, deep breaths. We'll open the eyes and get into the workout. Okay, so go ahead and drop that chin all the way down into your chest. Try to get your chin to touch chest. Now I'm going to take that chin up towards the ceiling, all the way up, all the way up. If I were looking at you, the only thing I want to see is the bottom of your chin. So go all the way up. Bam. Okay, go ahead and drop that chin down. We call this cervical flexion of the neck. And then we're going to take that chin all the way up as far as you can, up, 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 up. We call this cervical extension. And then back down. Let's bring that gaze level. Okay, resetting, weight in the heels, glutes are engaged. We're going to do 4 deep breaths. When we're doing these breaths, I want you to think about if you could envision your lungs and envision them stretching out, pulling in as much oxygen as you can so we can supercharge the bloodstream with a little oxygen this morning to help you when you are out of breath. Here we go. 4 deep ones. Okay, slowly open those eyes. All right, wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's get into this workout. So, you know me, I like to start the workout with a little Tabata. Now, what a Tabata is it is a series of movements, typically 1 to 4 movements that we're going to do for about 8 minutes. Okay, today we're going to do what's called a walking plank. And when we do this for 8 minutes, I don't mean 8 minutes straight. We're going to work for 20 seconds and rest for 10 seconds. Work for 20 seconds, rest for 10 seconds till we get to 8 minutes. So today's movement is going to start on the floor, and we're only going to do what's called a walking plank. So let me demonstrate what that is. I'm going to bring you down to my level here. Okay, so what your walking plank is well, my mat. So I'm going to start on the ground in a forearm plank, right? So my forearm plank is here. Now I want to try to position my elbow to where it is directly under my shoulder. Okay, feet are going to be wide. I'm going to bend those toes up, and then I'm going to lift up. Now, a lot of times I see people with their plank and they got the arms here, elbows are wide, and they pop up like this and they drop the head. We don't want to do that in our plank, because the more time that we spend in a certain position, the more our body wants to form into that position. So what I mean by that is if I'm planking like this with my head down, what does that position look like? Well, let me grab my phone here, right? I'm texting, right? The text neck, I'm typing, right? Looking at that computer, right? Everything is shoulders rolled forward, right? With this exaggerated kyphotic upper spine. That's bad. That's bad, right? You've seen people at the end of life where they're bent over and they can't even get out of this position. So the last thing that we want to do is during exercises reinforce that position. What I want you to do is get those fists apart, right? That kind of opens up the chest a little bit. Okay, so back down in that forearm position. Let's get these fists apart. We're going to push away from the ground. We're going to engage the glutes and dome up that back. This is our plank. Now, let's pay attention to my left hand. This is where the walking piece comes into the walking plank. Left hand is going to go where left shoulder is. So back here, I'm going to press up. Now I'm in my high plank. And then first arm that goes up is the first arm that goes down. So I'm going to go here. Okay, so for the first minute, it's going to be left arm, left arm. For the first 20 seconds, left arm down, left arm up. Then we get a 10-second rest. Then we're going to go over to that right arm, right? And it's going to be right arm up, right arm down. Now notice, I'm going to try not to get lazy and start pushing up from here, because that's not where my elbow was. My elbow was back here. Press up, press down, okay? So it's going to add up to about 4 per side. There is no modification for this, right? The only modification that I have is that if it's super hard for you to press up, then let's just stay in the forearm plank for the 20 seconds, right? And then we'll just do that. All right, here we go. I'm going to get this Tabata clock rocking. We are going to get rocking. As soon as, oh, here we go. All right, you guys ready? Three, Let's start with the left arm. Most of us are right-handed, so let's start with that left arm. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Right arm, left arm up. Feet are wide. Trying not to shift the hips or trying to resist the temptation to shift those hips too much. They got to shift a little bit. Okay, rest it. You can rest on the knee. Now we're going to get that right side. 10 seconds. Okay, right side up, right side down. Try to stay tight in the midsection. Take that belly button, draw it back towards the spine. Try not to get too lazy. That hand back underneath the shoulder. Make sure we're breathing. Okay, we got 10-second rest. Now we're back to the left side. Try to find yourself a nice breathing pattern. Okay, this is good for the core. It's good for helping develop the triceps if you have trouble doing push-ups. Back on the right side. Okay, here we go. Okay, you can start to really feel this in the core as well. Really feel this in the core. Okay, left side. Rest. Right side. Right side. Okay, we got two more. Two more. Two more. I know it seems like heavy upper body, heavy core, but that's because got a lot of legs today. Okay, one left. Stay with me. One left. All right, good job. Good job. All right, let's get back up to this level. Okay, talked about being on your square before we did our body scan. And what that means is that if I've been doing what I need to do to get on that square, great. But if I haven't, that's okay. We can start today. What that means is that we need to be hydrated first thing in the morning, right? We lose a lot of moisture during the evening. Our body perspires. When we sleep is when our body recovers from the workout that we did yesterday or the workout that we did on Saturday or Friday, right? It recovers from everything. The brain is at rest, right? The cells are rejuvenating or are doing what they need to do, we need to make sure that we give it what it needs so that it can do that. But the body's working hard even though you're sleeping. And when that happens, you sweat. If you don't believe me, weigh yourself right before you go to bed. And then weigh yourself the first thing in the morning. I bet you'll weigh less. It's because you lost water. So let's, first thing in the morning before that coffee, before anything, let's replenish. So, all right, we have some air squats, And I'm just gonna walk you through this as we do the first round, right? So air squats, feet are just outside of hip width apart. I like my feet pointed straight ahead, right? Some of us, because of the way our hips are set, might need to kind of angle the toes out slightly. But the most important piece about foot placement is that the knee tracks the front toe, okay? So if I'm gonna rotate out, by the time I'm down to the bottom of my squat, I wanna make sure that the knee is pointing in the same direction as the toe. I don't ever wanna be like this, squatting where the knees are coming in, right? Over time, that's wear and tear on those knees, okay? So feet just outside of hip width apart, right? I'm going, the first part of that squat is here, not here, right? It's here, hips go back. Now, knees will bend, but they won't go forward, right? Weight will be mid-foot to the heel. I'm shooting these arms out in front of me because I need to stay balanced. If I'm trying to get my weight back in those heels, if I don't have any weight in front of me, I'm gonna feel the urge to fall backwards. So as I descend into that squat, arms are gonna go forward. I'm gonna drive through those heels, breathing out, stand up, squeeze my butt. A lot of times I see people doing squats and they don't completely stand up because they're not engaging those glutes. You drive through the heels, finish it out. This is full range of motion. This is in range in terms of standing up. Hips are completely forward, knees are straight, not locked, but straight, okay? What we need is 20 of these. Again, I'm gonna walk us through this first round and then we'll just kind of roll through it, right? So give me 20 air squats, breathing in on the way down and out on the way up. Here we go. 1. Also, when I go down to the bottom, those knees are going out. 2, 3, get as deep as I can. 4, under control. 5, we're not on any clock. 6, 7, so no need to rush. 8, now just because we did that body scan. 9, beginning of 10, I want you to always be kind of connected to how the body feels while we're doing this. 11, 12, meaning 13, am I pressing more on one leg? 14 than the other one? 16, if so, let's try to even that out. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, next, we need 20 alternating lunges. And we're going to start with some reverse lunges, okay? So what a lunge is I'm just going to take a step back. So I'm putting all the weight on my left leg. I'm going to raise that right leg. I'm going to take it back. Now, as I go back, you're going to see my upper body kind of lean forward, placing most of the weight on that front leg. I'm going to go down as low as I can. If I can tap, great. If I can only get to here, that's okay, as long as the weight is all on this front leg. The further I'm back here, the more it's quad. The more I'm forward, the more it's glute, okay? So I'm going to tap, and I'm going to step forward, okay? Now, paying attention to this front leg, when I step back, right, I do not want that knee coming in. It's okay if it goes out, but what I'm really shooting for is to keep it straight. Boom, boom, okay? We need 20 of these. Now, I like to throw a little arm curl in there. You can do whatever you want. Just making sure that we're leaning forward and then we're driving through midfoot and heel to stand up. So here we go. We just need 20, which means 10 per leg. Here we go. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, good job. Next, we're going to take those lunges to the next level by adding some explosiveness to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 20 alternating split squat jumps, right? So your split squat jump, I always like to start at the bottom. I'm going to get as low as I can. Now, I'm going to try to jump, taking both legs off the ground at the same time, and then they're going to land and hit the ground at the same time. I use my arms for lift. So 1, 2, okay? Now, the modification of that is that I am just going to go here, trying to straighten both legs. I'm going to go for 10. And then I'm going to go here, right? Driving through the back toe. Back leg is straight, right? It bends when I go down, straight up, right? So I'm not leaning forward. I'm just trying to keep that torso straight up and down. Different from the alternating lunges. 10 per leg. So you pick one. Here, oh, excuse me. Here we go. We need 20 of these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job. Good job. Shake that off for a second. After doing something like that, it gets us into a real oxygen deficit. I like to stop, take those deep breaths. Here we go. Try to get on top of the breathing. Okay, last movement. There's 4 in the sequence. Last movement, 10 squat jumps. Same premise as the squats, the air squats we did before. Feet are just outside of hip width apart. Hips are gonna, first movement is hips go back, not here, right? I'm gonna drop down into that squat. I'm going to explode. Right now we call this triple flexion. Flexion in the ankle, flexion in knee, flexion in hips. I'm gonna jump up, get into triple extension, right? Leave the ground. I'm not going for height. Here, triple extension, hips, knees, ankles, and then I'm gonna receive the ground utilizing my natural shock absorbers of my hips, knees, and ankles, okay? If the modification of this is just gonna be fast out of the bottom of the squat and then back down. So let me demonstrate. We have the jump squat. Hips come all the way forward, right? And then we have the modification. I'm gonna drop down, drop down, drop down. Okay, we just need 10. Pick which one you feel comfortable doing this morning and let's get it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Good job. So today, heavy legs. That's why we did heavy upper body and core to start. That was round 1 completed. We got 4 more. And it is humid today. And I am struggling to take in oxygen, but we're going to get this done. Here we go. 20 air squats. Feet are just outside of hip width apart. You know the drill. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get those hips way back. 5, 6. I just noticed I was rotating a little bit. 7. I'm going to correct that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Get as deep as you can. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay. Now we're going into alternating lunges. Before we did reverse lunges, let's go ahead and mix that up and do some forward lunges here. All right, so my forward lunge, I'm going to come forward, right? If I can tap the knee, great. Now, I'm going to explode off of this heel, off the heel, back to standing. A lot of times we get here in this front lunge and we want to push off the toe because our calves are super, super tight and super, super strong. Calves go to quads. Heels go to glutes. Let's go to glutes. We need 20 of these. Here we go. 1. Explode off that front heel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job. You know what's next? Those jumping, split squats or alternating split squat jumps. All right, here we go. We just need 20, 10 per leg. You know the modification if you need it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job, good job. Okay, now we need those squat jumps, Here we go. Utilizing, think natural shock absorbers of your body. Think receive the ground, not land. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, good job. That's 2 down. 3 to go. Breathing. Water. Okay. Air squats. 20. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alternating lunges, this time reverse. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alternating split squat jumps. Yeah, these are difficult. The coach is struggling this morning, but we're going to do it. We're going to get it done. Let's go. Jump squats. We need 20 of these. Jump split squats. Alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, jump squats. 10. Walk that off. Okay, here we go. Let's get it done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we got 2 left, people. 2 left. Walk that off and breathe. Okay, a little water. Okay, air squats. Boy, this air is thick this morning. It's thick. I'm in my garage. No AC, baby. No AC. I will take AC, but I don't have AC in the garage. All right, here we go. 20 air squats. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, alternating lunges. We're going forward this time. Forward this time. Here we go. Explode off the heel. Push yourself back to standing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, those split squat jumps, the killer, the killer. We need 20. Let's dig in. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, jump squats. Jump squats. Legs are burning, lungs are burning, but we're gonna get it done. Jump squats. Deep breaths first, though. Those deep breaths help you get on top of your breathing. You do the breathing. Don't let the breathing do you. Jump squats, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we got 1 left, people. 1 left. Walk it off. Deep breaths while you're walking. Always stand up when you're taking those deep breaths. A lot of times, after you're doing something that exerts you, see people like this. How does your lungs stretch when you're bent over? They don't. You can only breathe up here. So stand up. Force those deep breaths. Okay, last one, people. Now, this should be the best one, right? We've had 4 rounds to practice these movements. That's right, practice. We're not doing them, we're practicing them, right? Practice makes what? Practice makes what? Practice makes permanent. So each time you move, you reinforce a movement pattern. We want to reinforce perfect patterns into our body so that when we get tired doing whatever it is that we do, right, that we will fall to the level of our training or the level of our practice, okay? So here we work hard. It's in a controlled environment, right? It's not a whole bunch of stuff. It's just us and our bodies. When we get out into the real world, if you're a runner, if you're a biker, if you're a parent, if you are a husband or a wife, right? When things get stressful, we will reduce to the level of our practice. So let's have some perfect practice, people. This is the last one. Let's get it done. We need 20 air squats, perfect air squats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Squeeze the butt at the top. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job, good job. Jump squats, jump squats. The bane of my existence this morning. Jump squats, but we're gonna get it done. We're gonna change our perspective on it. These are perfect, perfect. Alternating, oh, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. We got reverse lunges to the tune of 20. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. All right. Now these jump squats. Now these jump squats. Okay. You see me breathing? You see me breathing? I hope you're breathing. Those deep breaths put extra oxygen in your bloodstream, right? When we are working like we're about to do with these alternating split squat jumps, right? We work in an oxygen deficit, but if we've done the work of putting oxygen into our bloodstream beforehand, it's not a big deal, right? Here we go. Let's get it. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job. Good job. All right. Breathe. Ten squat jumps. 10 squat jumps. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Good job. Nice work, people. Breathe. All right, all right, all right. Give yourself a round of applause. Right, give yourself a pat on the back, right? Okay, that stuff's important. Do it. Do it. That stuff is important, right? Your body did something amazing for you this morning. On a Monday morning, show it some gratitude, right? Let's develop positive relationships. It's all about positivity, you guys. It's all about mindset, right? You make up your mind about how you see things. Now, that's not to say that if you see some BS, that you're supposed to look at that in any other way other than that's BS. But you try, try to reframe it, try. And that's something your coach is still working on, right? I try to keep a positive mindset. I try to keep a positive outlook. But BS is BS, right? There ain't no getting around that. But maybe once you identify it, you just identify and you move on, right? If it's BS, that's not a place or a mindset that you want to spend a whole lot of time in or around. So identify it and get away from it if there's something that you can't control. If it's something you can control, change it. But if it's something you can't control, identify it and get away from it, right? Okay. Getting philosophical. We only got 5 minutes left. Let's get into this affirmation or these words of wisdom. Lately, you guys, it's been a lot of words of wisdom. Maybe I should change that. But I don't know. The affirmations are awesome. I kind of consider them all the same. So let's just roll with that. So I'm going to read this. Accept your past without regrets. Handle your present with confidence, and face your future without fear. Accept your past without regret. Handle your present with confidence. Face your future without fear. What's that mean? So the Buddhists say that the reason for all suffering is because we spend too much time thinking about the past, right? And too much time thinking about the future. Past is regret, future is fear, right? When your mind is in those two areas, right, you're not in the present moment and you're missing things, right? You're not shaping your current past, right? So this morning, starting of the class, that's in the past, right? If there's something that I did that that wasn't perfect, it's the past. It's gone. There's nothing I can do about that. The only thing I can do is be right here with you right now, reading these words, trying to deliver this message, right? If I'm worried about how many clients I got today, if I got a client that really requires a lot of my mental energy, right? If I'm thinking about that, I'm not here with you delivering this message, right? I got to be in the present. I got to be right here and I got to be confident about that present. And I want you to do the same. So we're reading one more time and I'm going to let you guys get out of here. I've taken enough time and I want to respect your time, just like I want you to respect mine. All right. So accept your past without regret. Handle your present with confidence and face your future without fear. And with that, I'm gonna let you go. Have a great Monday. Get out there and attack this Monday. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Love the person who you are becoming. And I will see you here on Wednesday at 5 a.m. for another fantastic workout with your favorite trainer, Coach Chuck. Have a great day, people. Bye.